Look at me, just for a moment. It's just you and me now. I know you're tired. I know you've thought about giving up. I know you're fighting something no one else can see. But tell me, what you're feeling right now, is it really the end, or are you just afraid to go on? You've made it this far. You've been through things no one would imagine, and still you think you're weak. You're not. You're just wondering if it's worth continuing, if there's still something to fight for. And I'm going to tell you, the answer is already within you. It's not in the pain, nor in the fear. It's in that part of you that, even broken, still believes it can rebuild. I know it's not easy. I know it feels like no one understands what you're going through. But what if I told you that you don't need all the answers right now? Just one thing, a step. You don't need to see the whole path, just the next step. Can you imagine that? One step. That's all. You have a choice. You always did. Don't let what hurts you today decide what you will be tomorrow. You can choose the light, even when everything seems dark. It's not about being strong all the time, it's about continuing, even if you're scared. You might be wondering if this really makes sense, if fighting is worth it, if facing everything again will lead you somewhere different, or if it's just another cycle, repeating what already hurt. I'm not going to promise you that it will be easy, nor that everything will turn out right in the end. I'm not here to give you illusions, but you know deep down that giving up is not the answer either, because giving up doesn't take away the weight, it doesn't erase the emptiness, it doesn't solve what's left. How many times have you tried to leave this behind? How many times have you told yourself that you didn't care, that it was time to move on, but deep down, you still felt it? It's okay to admit that it affects you, that it keeps you up at night, that it still makes you question if things could have been different. It is not a weakness to feel, to try, or even to fail. The weakness lies in surrendering to silence, to emptiness, to the absence of movement. And you are not like that, I know it. You know it. But I need to ask you, what exactly is holding you back? Is it the fear of failing again? Is it the shame of appearing vulnerable? Is it the feeling that you should already be somewhere else, emotionally or physically? Or maybe it's something you haven't been able to name yet, but that is there, pushing you away from everything that truly matters. Now pay attention, there is no one who will come and carry this pain for you. There is no one who will make it disappear. This is yours. Not because you deserve to suffer, but because you are the only one capable of transforming this pain into something different. You are the only one who can take this chaos and make something new out of it. Don't wait for time to solve it. Time doesn't heal, it only lets things accumulate, unless you decide to act. And acting is not about knowing exactly what to do. It's not about having a perfect plan or a solution that pleases everyone. It's about looking at what is in front of you and deciding not to run away. It's about admitting that it hurts, but that you won't let it define you, that you won't let what happened control what can still happen. Look, no one teaches you how to fix the things that break inside of you. There is no manual, no formula. You will make mistakes. You will stumble. You might perhaps go back to the starting point a few times, but you know what's more important? It's that every time you get up, every time you try again, you are choosing yourself. You are telling the world and yourself that you will not be defeated. Think about what it means. Think about what it would be like to say, even to yourself, I choose to continue. Not because it's easy, but because you deserve it. Because, amidst all this, there is a strength within you that does not want to give up. That still believes there may be something good, something true, something that makes it all worth it. But I won't lie. Continuing means accepting that not everything is within your control, that people won't always act the way you expect, that the universe doesn't have ready-made answers to hand you. It means that you have to learn to live with uncertainties, with failures, with days when everything seems too heavy, and yet choose to move forward, choose to try. What do you gain from this? It's not a guarantee of eternal happiness. It's not a fairy tale ending. What you gain is something much more valuable, the certainty that you did what you could, that you gave your all, that you didn't hide when you had the chance to face it, that in the end you respected yourself, and this, as small as it may seem now, is what will give you the peace you are looking for. You already know that there is no perfect path, so why are you waiting for it? Why are you delaying the moment to act, to speak, to feel? Maybe because deep down You are still waiting for a guarantee, a certainty that it will work out. But listen to me. Life does not give certainties, it never has. What it gives you is the opportunity to try, to take risks, to create something from what seems impossible. And you, with everything you have lived through, know that you are capable of this. Don't wait any longer. Don't remain paralyzed, waiting for something to change on its own. Look inside yourself and find what you fear most. Face it. Ask yourself why it has so much power over you. Why does it stop you from moving forward? And then do something with it. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be real. You've been through so much. You've faced moments you thought you wouldn't survive. You've overcome pains that seemed impossible. And you're still here. You still have the chance to do things differently. So tell me, what are you going to do now? Are you going to let the past keep holding you back? Are you going to let fear paralyze you? Or will you finally choose yourself? I know it's hard. I know sometimes it seems easier just to give up, just to leave everything behind. But you deserve more than that. You deserve to live something genuine, something that makes sense, something that gives you the feeling that it's worth continuing. And that won't come from the outside. It's inside you, waiting for you to let it blossom. So please don't give up now. Not when you still have so much to live, so much to feel, so much to discover. Choose. Make the choice that scares you the most, that hurts the most, that demands the most from you. Because that is the choice that will take you where you need to be. You know that waiting is not the solution. With every moment that passes, you feel the weight of it growing. And it's not time that will heal you, it's you. It's the courage to face all this head-on, without looking away, without seeking excuses. Time only gives you more room to hide, but it won't erase anything. What's inside you will stay there until you decide to do something about it. And doing something doesn't mean you need to solve everything at once. You don't need to find all the answers because, in truth, they don't even exist right now. Doing something means accepting that you have control over the next step, even if it's a small one, because every step you take, every movement, is a choice that brings you closer to something new, something you don't know yet, but that's already waiting for you. Have you ever stopped to think about how powerful that is? The simple fact that you can change direction. Even now, even with everything weighing you down, you can choose. You can choose to fight, even when it feels like you have no more strength. You can choose to start over, even when you think it's too late. You can choose to try, and do you know what happens when you try? Something starts to change. Not immediately, not like a magic wand. But little by little, the pain transforms. Fear loses its strength. Doubts begin to make room for confidence. Not because the world changes, but because you change. Because you prove to yourself, with each small step, that you are capable of much more than you thought. But I need to be direct with you. This doesn't mean it's going to be fair, that everything will turn out as you expected. Some things will remain difficult. Some people may not stay by your side. And that's okay. This isn't about them. It's not about what is beyond your control. It's about you, about what you decide to do with what is yours, your life, your pain, your path. And please don't wait for anyone's approval. Don't wait for others to understand what you feel or why you are doing what you are doing. This journey is yours. The choices are yours. And the only judgment that truly matters is your own. If you know deep down that you are acting with sincerity, with honesty towards yourself, that's all you need. I know you've heard many words before, many people trying to tell you what to do, trying to show you the way. But in the end, no one is inside you. No one feels what you feel. No one carries what you carry. And that's why no one can decide for you. Only you know what needs to be done, and only you can do it. So here's what I'm asking you. Stop running away. Stop delaying. Stop hiding behind fear, anger, guilt. These things won't protect you. They will only trap you even more. And you know that. Deep down you know. What you need now is an act of courage. Not to show others, not to prove anything to anyone, but for yourself. So that you can look at yourself and know that you tried, that you didn't let life pass by without fighting for what really matters. And if you fail, that's okay. Failing is part of it. It's not the end. It never was. Failure is only definitive when you decide it is. But if you choose to continue, even after falling, then it's not the end, it's just a new beginning. So now it's up to you. There are no more excuses, no more later. It's here and now. What are you going to do? Will you get up? Will you face what scares you? Or will you keep waiting for a moment that might never come? I know you can do it, and deep down, you know it too. The decision is yours, and I hope that when the time comes, you choose yourself, because you deserve it. You got this far, and that means more than you imagine. Every word you absorbed until now wasn't by chance. Something inside you knew you needed to hear this, that you needed this push, this honest conversation that perhaps no one has ever had with you before. I want you to know that this is important because it reflects who you are. Someone who hasn't given up. Someone who, even in the face of many doubts, decided to listen, reflect, and seek something more. But now comes the most important part. You cannot stop here. Reading, thinking, reflecting. All of this is just the beginning, but it only gains real meaning when you turn it into action. Nothing changes without movement. Nothing changes while you stay in the same place, trapped by the same excuses, the same fears. And I know it's challenging. Change always comes with resistance, discomfort, a nearly paralyzing fear. But this is where you prove to yourself what you are capable of. If you feel that tightness in your chest now, that mix of hope and fear, that's good. It means you are alive, that there is still something inside you fighting, pulsing, wanting more. Do not ignore it. This is your spark, your calling. It is time to stop waiting, to stop looking for justifications, to delay what you know you need to do. You don't need to be completely ready. No one is. Strength appears along the way, not before you start. So, I want you to make a choice now. Choose for yourself, for your life, for your future. What is the next step you need to take? What is the decision you have been avoiding, but you know it's time to face? It doesn't have to be something grandiose. It doesn't have to solve everything at once. It just needs to be a beginning, a movement, a gesture, because that's what life is made of. Small acts of courage that, when added together, change everything. And while you think about this, I want to make a request. Commit to this journey of transformation, here and now. Write in the comments what you are feeling, what this message has awakened in you, what you intend to do from today onward. It doesn't matter if it seems small or insignificant, because every step counts. And more than that, your message might touch someone who also needs strength, courage, a reason to move forward. You never know who is reading, who might be inspired by your words. And please, do not underestimate the power of being here, of being part of something bigger. This space is not just a video, it's not just another message you find out there. It is a meeting point for those who want to grow, for those who want to change, for those who want to reconnect with themselves and with what really matters. That's why I ask, subscribe to the channel. This place is yours. This content is made with you in mind, to help you face difficult days, to find clarity in moments of confusion, and to have the strength necessary to move forward. If this message touched you, if it made sense to you, leave your like. It seems like a simple gesture, but it has a huge impact. It's like a chain that forms and carries this message to more people, people who, just like you, might be needing exactly these words to find courage, strength, hope. Your like helps to spread this energy, this transformation, and that is much more than just a click. It is an act of connection, of empathy, of contribution. And now I want you to stop for a moment and look at yourself. Not in the mirror, but within yourself. Who are you now? Who are you becoming? And more importantly, who do you want to be? Because all this we are talking about here only makes sense if you use these questions as a guide for your next choice. It doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't matter where you went wrong, where you failed, where you got lost. What matters is what you are going to do now, moving forward. Don't wait for the world to change for you. Don't wait for the circumstances to be perfect. Don't wait for someone to tell you it's time to act. Change begins within you. It starts the moment you decide that you will no longer be a spectator of your own life, that you will take control, even if it's difficult, even if it's uncertain, even if you are still afraid, because that's how courage works. It does not eliminate fear, but it gives you the strength to move forward even with it. And I am here with you. I believe in you. I believe you have the strength, even if you sometimes forget it. I believe you can turn what seems impossible into reality, even if it feels distant now. And I believe that when you take the next step, when you take action, you will realize something you may have forgotten, that you are capable of much more than you think. So, I ask you again, what are you going to do with this? Will you let this message be just another one you heard and passed by, or will you use it as a starting point? I hope you choose the latter. I hope you choose to turn this connection into movement, this reflection into action. If you made it to the end of this video, that already says a lot about you. You are someone who seeks, who wants more, who knows there is something greater waiting for you, and I want to congratulate you for that. Because getting here is already an act of courage, a sign that you are ready for something greater. Now, you just need to take the next step. Leave your comment, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and more than anything, make the choice to continue. Because your life is worth it. And I am here rooting for you, believing in you, and waiting to see what you will do with this strength that has always been within you. Shall we go together? I believe in you.